And so the breakout begins. Bitcoin ripping through the downward sloping resistance line of the symmetrical triangle pattern. And the question now becomes, what may the new potential price targets be for BTC? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. What is going on, my friends? Today I'd like to discuss Bitcoin and the action we're seeing inside the chart right now. Over the past several months, Bitcoin has been stuck in a bearish overall structure with a series of lower highs and lower lows. But right now, my friends, over the past several weeks, we started to see structural changes here inside the chart, kicked off here by the starred areas on the chart. And this was, in my opinion, a neutral double bottom after a series of lower lows, symbolizing that there may have been a change in the momentum of the trend. And ever since this double bottom here, we've now seen, instead of lower lows, actually a creation and a series of higher lows. And right now, my friends, on a micro level, Bitcoin was continuing to hold this higher low trajectory, and we've since created this pattern here, and just as of several minutes ago, we have absolutely ripped through the downward sloping trend line. So now that this has all happened, I'd like to take into consideration what I'm seeing here and examine the new potential price targets for the trend. So as a full-time trader, I'd like to discuss with you my strategy, my game plan, and how I plan to crush this market right now in the immediate term. So without any further ado, you guys already know the deal. If you like these daily crypto videos and nightly live streams, smack that thumbs up button, click the subscribe, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Moon the likes, ladies and gentlemen. Moon them up. All right, so we'll begin with our Bitcoin technical analysis. And of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice, this is not trading advice. These are only my own opinions, ideas, and speculative hypotheses on the market. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk, and I am not your financial advisor. I will never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. That being said, let's begin right here on the 4-hour time frame. So as I just briefed you on in the introduction, ever since getting our neutral double bottom here, which was significant again because it had ended the downward sloping line here, right? We saw that we were on a series of lower lows, which is textbook bearish. This low right here was not a lower low, which broke the downward sloping structure of that trend, correct? So now, we've now since actually reversed that action, right? We were downward sloping here, and now we've been upward sloping, which is created for us a unique pattern here because we can see we are actually in several structures. The first structure overall, which seemed valid at this point in time when all we had was this information, was that this could wind up being a bearish descending triangle with a flat bottom here of support and a downward sloping trend line. But for me right now, my friends, we're not seeing a flat line of support along the bottom. In fact, we're seeing support on an upward sloping trajectory. So for me, I'm going to absolutely rule the descending triangle out of the equation at this point in time, because right now it's this blue trend line here that is acting as the support for this macro structure. Let's get this crypto. So let's take a look here. What we have to understand is that Bitcoin still is on a lower high trajectory, okay? We still are respecting this right now. And we're seeing some interesting developments here, because this right here, my friends, this prior high, roughly at nearly 11,000, 10,950, this is the region that I want to see Bitcoin get past. Sure, right now we can say that we've technically created a higher high, right? We did have a swing down, found support, created a high, swung down again, and now we've taken it out. But my friends, this to me right here doesn't mean all too much. Sure, there was a nice little area for some tentative resistance there. Let's actually draw a box. I surely could have seen that there would have been some resistance there, so it is nice that we've actually broken up above this region. But for me, this is not a very strong look to see this as breaking a high. The move is strong, and I'm going to discuss that. But in terms of of breaking the structure, right? Meaning that we would now have created a higher high for the first time. This is the one I want to see get taken out, okay? So I want to see Bitcoin to break that structure of lower highs. I want to see Bitcoin get above 11,000. But let's see, is this possible? Does this seem like there's a high probability for this to potentially occur? Well, let's examine now further. So we did break through that downward sloping trend line, right? We are right now on a series of higher low supports. Very good. Looking in favor of the bulls, in my opinion. If we switch over to the RSI here, we can see our RSI on the 4-hour time frame is still maintaining this upward sloping trajectory. And even more so than that line, it's just the fact that we are on a series of higher lows, just like the price. That is exactly what you want to see there for a bullish thesis, in my opinion. So the 4-hour RSI still looking good, still looking healthy. And also very much so like the price, I want to see it get above this level here, the prior peak on the RSI, which was around 65. But even though we haven't taken that out yet, we have, for the time being, taken out this peak here. So we are seeing new higher lows and actually higher highs. And if we are going to get an even more immense bullish move, watch for a break of that peak right there. Let's get this crypto. For me right now, ladies and gentlemen, the trend on the 4-hour time frame is looking bullish. Shout out to my VIPs. You guys know that just several days ago, I wound up setting up this long ladder here, a Bitcoin long ladder. And you could see that I set my long orders, speculating to the upside, at 10,174 and 9,987. For me at the time, you can see I set my stop loss at 97.21. And you could see on the bottom there, I said, as breaking down to the 97.21 level would negate the higher low trajectory and would lean the trend micro bearish, in my opinion. And just to recap on this, the point here was that this was the region at this point in time that would have been the low, okay? Let's actually, okay, there we go. Right here, taking this out, I went long in this region here, right? And for me, if the trend broke below this level, I was going to exit my trade for a small loss, because you can see right now we're respecting this series of higher lows, right? I'm just giving you the psychology behind my trade here, okay? So I went long in here, and for me, if the trend broke down below this low here, it would have negated the higher low trajectory, and I would have exited my trade for a small loss, as I believe that losing that support there could have led to further downside action. Now, as the trend develops, you could see between those two ladders, my dollar cost average entry price was 10,080. And now I've since moved my stop loss up to 98.34, because breaking down below 98.34 would be a loss of this local low now, as it's changed, right? This was the low when I took my position, but now, since we've dropped down to this region, my stop loss now is below this low. You see, because we would lose that upward sloping support. And soon as that support would be lost, I'd be out of my trade. But right now, I'm sitting in absolutely juicy profits here, ladies and gentlemen, from my long at a dollar cost average price of 10,080. And we can see that Bitcoin has been pumping since that entry. Let's get this crypto. And I post all of my trades just like what you see here. These real-time alerts I post for you in VIP. Shout out to my VIPs, and shout out to all of my future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I post every entry, every target, every strategy that I formulate, just like this ladder here, all my stop losses, all for you in real time. I plan to crush the market like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can, day in and day out, and I keep you updated to the exact second that I make my entries, take my profits, etc., etc. As I've shown you now, I am currently in this long position from 10,080, and I'm letting this trend do its thing right now. Let's get this crypto. So now that we kind of understand what's going on here, right? What may we expect for upside targets, okay? Well, this is where it gets interesting, because for me, my friends, even though breaking this right here, this high at roughly 11,000 would be the first higher high since our blow off top here at 14,000, right? Breaking this would be the first higher high, which just like these are structurally changing the trend from our series of lower lows, right? This would be a shift in the trend here, going from lower highs to now higher highs. But we have to be careful, because this, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, this whole area in here, I'm actually going to use a rectangle. This area in here has the chance to be a large bull trap, in my opinion. Sure, we could get through it, but I believe that this is an area that large market movers, large whale players may look to, induce some shenanigan action up in this range. And the reason that I'm saying this is because the bulls right here, when we pass this level, the bots are likely going to trigger a lot of buying action, and liquidity is likely going to enter the market right in this area here. You see down here, a lot of people weren't going long. In fact, a lot of people were yelling at the Don for going long here. Oh, Kirby, you're going to get wrecked. Look how bearish it is, Kirby. Look how bearish. And I'm just sitting here looking at the support building here, looking at the RSIs, looking nice on the 4-hour and the 1-day time frames. I didn't show you this either, but here on the 1-day as well, we are starting to see a rounding bottom here on the RSIs as well. And getting above this price peak here at 53 would be even more bullish, in my opinion. Let's get this crypto. But everything started to look like there was bullish divergence, bullish positive momentum, if you will, forming there on the 4-hour and 1-day charts. And I wound up taking this long right down in here. And for me right now, that was an unpopular decision, right? A lot of people were scared and very bearish down here, right? And that was unpopular. But for me, the popular play when we get up above this region is probably going to be to go long. And that's why I'm saying that I believe that this range does have a lot of potential here to be a bull trap, because a lot of large players are going to see that a lot of liquidity enters the market here, which allows them to sell a lot of Bitcoin very cheaply, right? Without moving the order book. That's what I meant by cheaply, because when there's not a lot of liquidity and you sell, you wind up creating candles like this, like large candles that essentially eats your profit away. Because when you sell into the order book and there's not enough liquidity, you drive the price down, right? When you're playing with that amount of Bitcoin, you have to understand this is not, I'm not talking about people trading $25 worth of Bitcoins, James. I'm talking about the real players in this market. And I can see that a lot of liquidity is likely going to be created in this range. So beware of that. But on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, if we do break above here, I certainly could see that we look to get a push up, maybe to the top of that region, which is around the $12,000 area. I'm not saying that has to happen, and there is a lot of resistance right here, ladies and gentlemen. Roughly, you see this. Look at all of the times in the past over to the left here. It acted as resistance, then acted as support, resistance, support, resistance, support. So we have all of this over here, plus right here, support, 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 support. If we retest, ladies and gentlemen, this right here, this range between 11,150 and 11,400, we could expect to see some tentative resistance in this range. And that may just, in fact, be a spot where profit taking begins. And it could be a bull trap right after this breakout. Just keep that on your radar. But if we get through this range, the next target would be to break this $12,300 range. And if that happens, ladies and gentlemen, it could be off to the races. As I've stated already here, we are seeing the difference here with the rounding bottom. We are seeing now, technically, ladies and gentlemen, a new higher high, but I really don't, I don't want to give too much credit there to that. That's very degenerate in my opinion. Oh, Kirby, look, it's a new higher high. The bears are going to get wrecked, Kirby. The bears are going to get wrecked. That to me, ladies and gentlemen, is a Corey, the crypto crackhead statement. He's sitting here itching his neck. Oh, Kirby, I just need the gains, Kirby. I need the gains. While traders like myself, traders like Don Carbonaccio, are looking here for high reward, low risk trade setups. Take the emotions out of it, James. You don't need to be emotional trading. That's not how winning traders trade. You don't trade with emotion, right? You see, like I just lined up for you before, my trade earlier that I was outlining for you all. entered here with a dollar cost average entry roughly around 10,080, and you could see my stop loss now is moved right below the lower low there, and we can see that when I put up excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied here. When I put up the potential profit areas, right, if we are to climb, look at the risk-reward ratios we're talking about. Even if we were to get double topped here and rejected, right, you could see that right there, that is a risk-reward ratio of 9 to 1, ladies and gentlemen. 9 times the reward of the risk I'm taking. You see what I'm saying? Let's say we get up to this level, 4.6 to 1 reward to risk, right? You see what I'm saying? It's ludicrous. So the thing is that people don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, right? And I'm sure if I took this trade here and it went down below and I got stopped out, get wrecked, Kirby, get wrecked, Kirby, you stink, Kirby, you stink. What they don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, right? If it works out, they see that this was an incredibly high probability trade for me there, for the reward to be so much higher than the risk. You get what I'm saying, right? So for me right now, I'm not even so much focused on the targets. I'm more so focused on the ranges here, and I'm going to be updating my positions aggressively. I'm going to be trading this aggressively here, because if we do wind up breaking above this high here around 11,000, ladies and gentlemen, things may get very, very interesting very quickly here. I think we could start to see a lot of fireworks up in this range very, very quickly. And just the same, don't get it twisted. If this trend does give way and we do wind up getting like a BART back down here and we drop below these lows, ladies and gentlemen, just the same, I believe the trend could get very, very bearish very, very quickly here. So what I want you all to understand here is that right now we are at the boiling point. We are essentially at the breaking point, rather, right now. This does look like it could be leading to a larger bullish move here, in my opinion. Of course, that is not investment advice or trading advice. I'll never tell you what to do with your trades or investments. But right now, I told you I'm in a long. This has now broken multiple structures of resistance here for me. The RSIs still look to have positive bullish momentum on the 4-hour and the 1-day charts. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, the Don is looking to get even more aggressive. Like I've stated, I'm already long now, but I'm going to be looking to be taking profits here. I'm going to be looking to potentially add to my position. And when the time is right, I'm going to be looking to short this market again, right? You all know, right here, I shorted the market. Hickory dickory dock. Don caught the absolute top, shorted it, took profits down here, and then I went long from here, and I'm currently in my long right now. Just crushing the swings right now, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, if you want to see all of my trades in real time, I keep you updated with them in VIP to the absolute seconds. Every entry, every target, every trade, all my strategies, just like this long ladder I posted here, all my stop losses, everything, ladies and gentlemen. I give you as much as I can here on YouTube once per day, but in VIP, I'm around the clock, 24/7 posting, right? As I'm making my trades, as the market moves, you get it from me in real time. So shout out to my VIPs and shout out to all of my new future VIPs who are joining VIP right now after this video. I will see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. So just a brief recap here, okay? This is an area that I'd look to find some resistance right now, is roughly around this peak here. If we can get through there and create truly what appears, in my opinion, to be the first higher high, ladies and gentlemen, the target range for me then, for the target range for Don Carbonaccio starts to get a whole lot higher, right? Starts to get a whole lot higher if we can break through this region. But for right now, this is a key area to watch for a potential double top. Maybe we do get a rejection here, right? But maybe we then find support to continue higher. For me, the trend has not broken bearish again until we take out these lows here, okay? If we take out these lows here on this upward sloping trend line, this is when things get a little worrisome for me here. And that is when I will probably switch my bullish thesis back to bearish, and will be looking to short the market to get this crypto once again. So you need to be well aware of what's going on here right now, ladies and gentlemen. I've got my eyes on the charts. I'm formulating strategies, plotting plans. looking for all the opportunities that I can, because I know that these moves in here do have the potential to be life-changing. And if that is in fact the case, you best believe Don Carbonaccio is not looking to squander potentially life-changing trading opportunity. So right now, guys, what I'm doing here is monitoring my positions very closely, looking for new opportunities, and I'm ready to switch from my bullish thesis to a bearish thesis when I see potential for that switch, for the momentum to flip, right? I hope you understand what I'm saying. Right now, I am micro bullish, but this can change to be micro bearish as we approach levels higher and higher, or we do in fact drop below these supports here. Either way, if you are in my VIP, I will be keeping you updated with every strategy adjustment I make to my trades here in real time. Every new trade I enter, I will post for you. So shout out to my VIPs. I will post that all for you there. And briefly, guys, just before we wrap this up here, crypto fear and greed index still leaning bearish at this point in time, right? Series of lower high, lower high, lower high, over and over again. Whereas in the parabolic move, we saw it was a creation of higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. So right now, for me, guys, this is still looking macro bearish, which, like I've stated here, we still haven't created that new higher high yet. So that is pretty evident to me that this should be macro bearish still right now. Maybe it will change, maybe it won't. We have to monitor this and wait. And the same thing here with the Bitcoin worldwide data. We do still continue to decline here overall, going back to levels in the trend here that are not very favorable in my opinion. We're fast approaching levels back in June of the trend here, which was more so around this region right here, you know, way down in the trend. And if we do, in fact, continue to lose momentum here as well, we could even find ourselves back in Google trend data more reminiscent of the bear market bottom there. Let's get this crypto. Got to keep an eye on everything, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your eye on it, your eye on the prize. Right now, there is a ton to do in this trend. I know that I'm watching this like a hawk, ladies and gentlemen, switching my strategies as needed, playing the trend to the upside and to the downside. Like I said, I shorted the last top here, closed within here for beautiful, beautiful profits. And now I am in a long from here, and currently I am letting my position ride right now in a beautiful, juicy gain. Let's get this crypto. So guys, if you could one last time, moon up the likes, moon them up, smash those thumbs, click the subscribe button, tick the little bell, and let's get this crypto. Right now, the Don is fired up, sitting in a nice, beautiful trade right now, and I am ready to continue to get this crypto. So guys, until next time, I will see you all in VIP right now. Shout out to all my new future VIPs joining VIP right now after this video. I will see you in VIP right now. Let's get this crypto. And guys, until next time, the Don has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.